good afternoon, and welcome to Camnet TV's Lunchtime Cafe. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Tapelo Joe Smata. Now, this afternoon, we host a youth who is aspiring as an independent member of parliament for Munali constituency right here in Lusaka province. And I'm talking about Mr. Obi Musunga Chomba, who joins us this afternoon. Mr. Chomba, good to see you and welcome.
Good afternoon, Joe. Good afternoon, our viewers out there, people of Munali constituents, the good people of Zambia. We are happy to have you, and thank you for hosting me.
Okay, thank you for being here and for accepting our invitation. It's good to see that young people are coming to the fore in terms of political participation. But first things first, for the sake of the people of Munali out there and my dear viewer out there, who is Obi Musunga Chomba?
Thank you, Joe, for that question. When we talk about Obi Musunga Chomba, we are talking about a visionary leader.
Okay.
I am an entrepreneur and a pharmacist.
Okay.
I'm a transformational leader and a business expert. So I've mentioned that I'm a pharmacist, and my leadership journey started from way back. I'm coming in as a leader who has served from as far as secondary school level. I was the press club president at Bala High School. Coming into Lusaka at Evelyn College. Obviously, I've served as a sports secretary. Also, transitioning into the profession, I have served in many portfolios within the Pharmaceutical Society of Zambia as a media committee chairperson, annual general meeting organizing committee member. I'm now serving, and I wish to mention that I am the founding General Secretary for the Zambia Union of Pharmacy Professionals, a labor movement that we, together with colleagues within the profession, introduced to be able to look at the affairs and the plight of the pharmacist and pharmacy technologist countrywide. So not only that, at corporate level, I bring in skills and experience. I'm currently serving as the country manager for Ethifam. This is a multinational company that manufactures critical care medication. And this afternoon, obviously, this show would have started earlier, but I was at Levi Manawasa Teaching Hospital, where we are commemorating World Prematurity Day. And as a country manager, I was required, obviously, to give our donation that we were giving to the neonates, those that were born before time. So I've served and worked with people in different areas at community level, even at national level, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Labor and Social Security. These are some of the ministries where we've worked hand in hand, obviously contributing to policy change, policy shift as well. We've contributed at personal level as well as talk about organizational level from the pharmaceutical industry perspective. We've worked with various associations across the country, ensuring that our patients out there are receiving the best medication they can receive, which are of good quality, safe and efficacious. So Obi is a youth of Munali, very, very vibrant and visionary. Being an entrepreneur, obviously, we've sorted out problems of unemployment at community level. I mentioned that I'm coming in with experience of enterprise development. So we've helped quite a number of people to put up pharmacies across the country, which has employed quite a number of people, as it were. And so, yeah, we are here so that we can now offer ourselves. I'm offering myself, obviously, to serve as a member of parliament for the good people of Munali constituents. Not only that, Joe, this country obviously is at a point where it needs leaders, not politicians. Leaders that would be able to come in to provide solutions, tangible solutions. Leaders that are result-oriented. Leaders that will be able to walk the journey with the people, sit down with the people, and ensure that the people themselves feel the development they've been looking forward to. So I think it's the right time. Even you mentioned of young people, and every young people out there must be proud. This is the right time. This is our time that we can be able to come out in the open and be able to share many solutions to the challenges that our communities are facing. And so I'm happy. I'm here offering myself as a servant of the people, willing to work with every stakeholder within our communities at national level as well, coming in to be able to ensure that we contribute to the development of Zambia, to the development of our communities, as it were.
Okay. Now, Mr. Chomba, I would like to ask a young person like you, a very brilliant career, brilliant background. Why join politics? Why now?
All right. I've mentioned where my leadership journey stems from, and I never doubted that at the point that I would come in the fall, using whichever route to be able to serve now the interest of the entire country, the interest of the constituents. I never doubted that.
Okay.
So it's something that I've been working towards, obviously, from as far back as 2008, 2007.
Okay.
So everything that I've been doing, I think those that are close to me, those that I've worked with the journal with me, would attest that I've been able to build the muscle using different platforms that I've been exposed to. So this time, obviously, we are looking at a time where people are now saying we need to breathe, we need the fresh air, we need leaders that will be able to listen to the people, we need leaders that will be able to provide solutions. So for me, with all the experience, with all the skills, with all the exposure and the collaborations that we've done in different spheres, it can never be a perfect time than going in at this point. And we've looked at the challenges that we are having, specifically in Munali constituents.
Okay.
There are quite a number of challenges that our people have lived to see, obviously. From 1964, some of them, you attest that challenges that have prevailed. So now, generations are different, and times are different. So this is a season we are in, where the young people that are enlightened and that have walked the journey with the community would come in, share the wisdom from our elderly parents, our elderly friends, and the younger ones as well.
Okay.
If you look at our generation, we are standing in the middle of two generations. We do have the elderly ones. Some of them must be retiring, okay, even from national service. We have the young ones, our children that are coming. We are sitting in the middle. So I look at it that if we leave it to chance, staying, folding our arms, that others would be able to provide opportunities to do with employment, opportunities to do with empowerment. If we cannot come in at this time and add that value, add that voice to the challenges that our people are facing, then we'll be doing an injustice even to this country. So this is the perfect time for all of us young people to move in and ensure that we get the mantle. We are the ones to protect Zambia. We are the ones to make sure that Zambia moves forward and Zambia develops. Because at the moment, you find that across the country, there are a number of people that are crying that a number of things are not moving. But in as much as we have a father who may have a vision, if we do not have implementing officers on the ground, nothing would happen. So we need leaders that will be able to coordinate a constituency, understand that leadership is a system, understand that leadership is working through the people and for the people. So I am that person that is coming in with quite a number of solutions, but not for me. Some solution will come actually from the people themselves. Mine as a leader is to give them a listening ear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Chomba, before we zero into the challenges that are affecting Munali constituency and the solutions or alternatives that you will provide, your leadership will provide, let me ask this question. There has been a concern from different sections of society regarding you, the young people, when you are given a chance. Others have cited examples how young people, let me say youthful parliamentarians, have conducted themselves in Parliament in the recent past. Some are serving jail terms, some are currently on suspension, and these are young people. Their conduct in the House leaves much to be desired. How different would you be?
That's very interesting, and I want the listeners obviously to follow us very, very well on this one. Joe, and our dear listeners, our dear viewers, you will agree with me that people are different.
Okay.
How different is that? How we are wired. To start with the vision, because it stems from there.
Okay.
Let me tell you the fact that some of our colleagues that moved into parliament, they did. Okay? So they did not understand the responsibility ahead of them, because if you understand the responsibility ahead of you as a leader, you must be able to understand how to conduct yourself.
Okay.
For me, Joe, and viewers out there, to reach at this point, to reach where I have reached now, it's the integrity that is holding me. I must ensure that I move in that line for me to achieve what I'm doing. It's the vision. What vision did they have? So it calls for someone to be disciplined. And it's because of that discipline, obviously, that has made me walk through this journey and come to the fore, even on this national platform, to say I'm offering myself to serve before the people. If it were, know what I mean. So we, the young people, who have noted that our colleagues, some of our colleagues, the young people that have gone there, perhaps they have not done the best they would have done, depending on the angle that we are looking at it from. We've seen some misconduct. Yes, we are able to pinpoint and say this is not supposed to be the case. We must be the change. It starts from community level. How have I lived, obviously, with the people out there? How have I lived with my neighbors? How have I lived? So it's a whole a holistic picture as far as conduct is concerned. I will not go into parliament, and that's when I want to start learning about how to be a great leader. You know what I mean? How to live with the people. No. It must start from somewhere. I'll tell you one thing for a fact, that I've been in mentorship programs.
Okay.
And every year, come year in, year out, I'm always improving myself, being able to expose myself to programs that will be able to mold me, because an excellence journey is not a one-day journey. Excellence is something that you improve on every day. You are striving to be the best of yourself. So when we go into parliament, people give us that mandate. We must be the example. The generation we are talking about must be looking at us.
Okay.
The generation that we're talking about must be able to see that these are the people that will pass on the mantle to us. But if we're giving a different picture to the generation that's behind us, even those that are ahead of us will not have confidence. But one thing I'll be able to tell you and tell the leaders out there, those that are in key decision-making positions, one bad egg will not be able to distort or will not be able to mirror what the majority youth possesses, the ability they have, the experience they have to be able to be to sort out the problems that we are facing in this country. So we are wired differently, and we must not be treated as a one-size-fits-all.
Okay.
So looking at the trail, I mean, we have stages in leadership. And we are saying where we are coming from, what have we done with the people? How have we related with the people? And it's because of that many out there have even shown confidence. When I announced that I'll be contesting as Member of Parliament for Monali, you could go out there and check how many of my colleagues, family members, and those that we've worked with, those that have placed confidence in our leadership, came out, they've spoken, they've supported, and they've rallied behind the decision for me to go on and contest as a Member of Parliament. So we are different.
Okay.
Yeah.
That aside, Mr. Chomba, let's zero in to the challenges of Monali, ranging from poor drainages, indiscriminate disposal of solid waste, but also we have challenges such as flash floods in Monali constituency. Let's begin with the issue of flash floods. How are you going to address this seasonal challenge?
Yeah. All right, Joe, and our viewers out there. Monali, let me use my mother tongue here. We all know each pute. Chimumena pavi. That's how I would describe Munali.
Okay.
We as the people of Munali are in pain. Like we are waiting for a doctor that will come and squeeze that ball. Each pute nachpia to revive Putina.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Munali, just there. Sorry to interrupt you. Let's just go on a quick break. We'll be right back.
All right. Thanks.
For immediate coverage of any breaking or latest news in Zambia and around the world on Camnet television, call the numbers on your screen. Camnet television, bringing to your screens fair news, impartial news, credible and reliable news all the time. Get the whole truth on Camnet World News. Camnet Television, not just another channel.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us. We are back with Mr. Obi Musunga Chomba. Before we went on that particular break, Mr. Chomba, you were talking about addressing the issue of flash floods in Munali constituency. Please continue on your line of thought.
Yeah, so I was saying before we went on the break, Joe, that Munali is like a ball. Each pute in Bemba, we say. People are waiting for fresh breath, like fresh air to come in. So now, I've said that because of the many challenges that we have within Munali constituency. You've talked about the floods. I think from time immemorial, we as a people of Munali, together with the leaders that are leading us in that constituency, we've not prioritized bringing in experts. Because me as a pharmacist, I will not handle mechanical work. Me as a pharmacist, I will not handle a civil engineer's work. So what we are saying is that given the mandate as a member of parliament for Munali, first things first, we must be able to understand the systems, the councillors that we are working with. What value are they adding to them? Finishing the issue of flooding takes for us to bring in experts to advise us. Okay, where is this water going? For example, when it rains, how are we going to ensure that we build on drainages that will not be suffocated by the floods itself? So we must be able to bring in local government, of course, to be able to help us with this, the Constituency Development Fund, with other resources. Water aid. We can bring water aid obviously on board, ensuring that we, the stakeholders, chant the way forward. We need those drainages, obviously, to be built, solid drainages. Because if we do not have a drainage system, then those drainages were not created, or were not built to an extent they would be able to hold the current situation. If they were built in 1964, over the time, what have we done? Those drainages are worn out. Some places in Munali, obviously, those were planned settlement. But how have we gone in to say, okay, people have settled here. How best now can we come in to ensure that even when they have settled, we provide a drainage system that will be long lasting? Because we are not only focusing for today, 2025, we sort out this problem, it passes. What about 2030, 2040? So when we are going into sorting out a problem, our focus should be, how will this problem be sorted out for the next 10, 20 years from now? So ours, I would guarantee you that our approach, even to sorting out challenges in the community, I'm not a know-it-all person. I have to bring in stakeholders, relevant stakeholders, that will be able to listen to our challenges, go on the ground. As I can share something. Allow me to mention that even before we've been given the mandate, we've traversed the entire Munali constituency.
Okay.
And we've seen how our people have got problems in Kalikiliki, Mutendele Maproti, just crossing there. The Mama Rebecca area, you know the area. We've not had a bridge for as long as the late Honorable, not Margaret Manakatu, Nawakwi, Edith Nawakwi, may I so rest in peace. From the time that she was there sorting out or granting people plots, there've never been a bridge. That's about 2000 somewhere there. We have come in and we've gone to the site to see the challenges. Not even pupils would pass through there because they are stepping in water that is dirty, water that would bring about diseases. This Saturday, if you want, you would come with the cameras. We are putting up a simple bridge for the benefit of the people from Kalikiliki and Mutendere Maproti, so that we sort out that challenge. We are not just coming here to promise or to say things that are not in reality. We have to be practical with what we are doing. And those are some of the things that we've been able to do. So when given the mandate, then I have the power now to engage the powers that be. Whichever ministry is relevant to sort out the challenges of Munali, as it were, we have to sit down. We have to ensure that we give a roadmap after doing consultation with the civil engineers, for example. We have NRDC. And NRDC has multiple solutions that they can offer to us. But what does it take? It takes for a leader to sit down with key stakeholders, recognize them as institutions that would be able to add value to what we are doing in the constituents, because they are part of the constituents.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, I think you've partly answered all the three questions, but you brought something. You talked about Constituency Development Fund,
yes.
CDF. We have observed, noticed, reported that it has been increased to a tune of 40 million kwacha in the budget that was presented for 2026. Let me find out, with your influence as a member of parliament for Munali constituency, how are you going to make sure that there is a prudent utilization of CDF funds?
Thank you so much. It's a great responsibility, and I'm happy that I'm coming here when I'm ready to be in that shoe. Being trained as a pharmacist, being an entrepreneur, now qualified, now almost graduating with the Master of Business Administration. We've worked with different organizations.
Okay.
We've saved and we've handled multiple funds for multinational companies. I'm telling you here that I'm the current country representative for Ethifarm. So prudent utilization of funds starts with me at personal level. Okay? When I go in there, my responsibility is to make sure that there is transparency and accountability in everything that we are doing. Our approach is to local government is equally an interested party. So all these, when we come together, we must be able to have statements. Okay, we must have statements when we have meetings with all these stakeholders. We must receive reports. We must know where we are and where we're coming from. When that money comes in, priorities must be given to projects that have been supported by the whole constituency. And I would want us to start from a place of unity, because we can't have this word, the other word, pulling in different directions. For us to see meaningful development, and I emphasize, it must start from a place of unity. Kalikiliki word, Chakunkula, we talk of Mutendere, Kadingalinga word, Chainda, all these, we must be able to sit and ensure that we are coming from a place of unity. We must have the right people within those ward development committees. What's the composition there? because that's where it stems from. It will be not up to me to handle those funds. Mine will be able to ensure that the monies that have come to the constituents are utilized according to the vision and plan that we've casted as a constituency. Okay. So in that, those constituents, the ward development committees, we must interrogate the composition. Who is in this ward development committee, and what value are they bringing to the community? Their integrity levels, so much so that even when we dispense to say you are the chairman and you are in charge of this, we are not worried. And also the contractors. Ours is to ensure that the contractors that are handling constituency projects are coming from Munali. Of course, we have those experienced and those that are just coming in, the SMEs. What we must ensure is that there is capacity transfer, okay, from these SMEs to those that are experienced. Even when we have a contractor coming from outside, we must ensure that the constituents benefits from that skill. Obviously, the constituents have got people that are part of the project. At the end of the day, there is machinery and skills transfer remaining in Munali constituents. So the issue of accountability and transparency will be key for me to ensure that the resources are managed prudently, as it were.
Okay, let's come to the issue of junkies. Your constituency, or the constituency that you are aspiring to contest on,
it's already my constituency,
Mr. Chomba.
because I'm a citizen of
Fantastic, fantastic. Your constituency is notoriously for harboring unruly youths, popularly known as junkies. How will you address this issue? We've heard of the fluffies of this day, the 76 gangs and the like. How are you going to address this issue? And the recent one was the robbery that took place just a stone throw away from here. Yes, in Kalingalinga, but Munali constituency. How are you going to address such issues?
So thank you, Joe, for that question. Our viewers out there, it would interest you to know that Munali constituency is the face of Zambia. Munali constituency is the face of Lusaka. So when we talk about a constituency that is in an urban setting, we know that all constituents have got different factors and needs. Okay, but when we go down to the issues of security, Munali has suffered a lot of casualties when we talk about security. Theft has not been left, we've not been spared because of an issue that we've brought in about human beings that have gone unruly. I don't want to call them junkies because, I mean, no one was born a junkie. These are human beings, except they do not have what to do.
Okay.
These are people, obviously, that have not been given chance to go up to grade 12 or get that secondary level education.
Should we then excuse their behavior?
No. And we as a community has got a collective responsibility to ensure that we put them in the right space. Now, ours, we are coming with entrepreneurial solutions. Okay. We are not just talking about forgetting about these people, turning our back on them. They equally need a chance to be integrated within the community. So assessment has to be done. What we have observed in Munali constituency is that we've done away with all recreation centers.
Okay.
We do not have recreation centers in Munali. If we have, we go to Mahatma Gandhi, you'd find that people from Kalingalinga and elsewhere are being charged. Now, how many of these young people and the youths who are unemployed will be able to raise money and pay on a daily basis to access such a facility? So what we are saying is, with the monies that we have, with the exposure that we have and the experience, we will be able to bring in partners that will help us establish recreation centers as part of our manifesto. And not only that, we should be able to bring in partners to bring about craft centers. Now, crafts, you agree with me that will not require someone to complete their grade 12, nor should they go to the university and get that skill.
Okay.
No.
So just there, Mr. Chomba, sorry to disturb your line of thought. I will allow you to continue. However, It was in Munali constituency where a named councillor spoke to the young people. We reported that particular story.
Yeah.
And he was encouraging them to apply for CDF empowerment loans,
Yeah.
or grants, or better still, to go for these craft skills that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And the response from the young people was shockingly surprising,
Yeah.
where they said, just give us the money.
Yeah.
Just give us the money. We'll know what to do with the money. We
Yeah.
don't want those skills you're talking about.
Yeah.
We don't want that empowerment that you're referring to. Just give us the money. How then, as a member of parliament, are you going to change these young people's mindsets?
All right. So that's an interesting conversation to go down to. And I would mention that when it comes to knowledge, knowledge is power. And obviously, you cannot do something from an uninformed perspective. So we've got a responsibility, and this is not just me as a member of parliament.
Okay.
It takes the whole community to raise a child. You get the point? It takes the whole community to raise a point. So if we have observed, and this is something we know, that we have this problem within Munali constituency, what is our church mother body doing about it? What is the health sector doing about it? What is the education sector doing about it? We must be deliberate as a people to ensure that this message is brought into their faces. Using every means possible for them to understand that it is not only money that they need for them to progress as they move forward.
Okay.
I started the consulting business that I'm running. I started that without a coin. Of course, I had the brains. So we need to be educated. It's not only money that will sort out our problems. We must start from a point of understanding. What is it that we can do that will empower our livelihood on a sustainable level? You know what I mean? So when we go to these people, we know the ground there. We have teachers. We need to bring these people, start bringing them together. Okay? In training programs, create deliberate programs for church members, and the health sector obviously can come in from the other aspect, the psychological aspect. These people need to be brought back to their senses to understand that we need to be enterprising. Munali, we do not have farms. We don't have farms where people go and start farming. We need to ensure that we revitalize the economic activities within the constituents. So those youths are not the majority. So now, when I was coming here, in the morning when I was going to Leviman Awasa before coming here, I passed through Kalingalinga. Okay. Kalingalinga shares the border with Unza. University of Zambia, if you look outside before you move into Unzarado, that space, we have young people that are doing great things. They're SMEs, but they have been neglected. Those young people are the ones we must be able to pull, represent. One young person who's making sinks, those concrete sinks and chairs, tables and all those things, was telling me that, my brother, the path that you've been on, I was sharing that I've never worked for public service, but I've worked with the public service. I've been an entrepreneur all my life and worked, over 12 years now after getting my diploma. I've worked for other people, but I've learned also to employ those skills to work for myself.
Okay.
So now, those are the people we need to bring, even as we come up with programs to be able to sensitize and educate these people. Those are testimonies.
Okay.
The guy took himself to NRDC. That's what I was being told. So we have those testimonies. So if we now bring that one, empower him with the grants, with the loans, he already has a business. So those will now be able to follow the footsteps. In fact, some of them should be drawn to him so that they work together with him and learn more from him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, as we wrap it up, Mr. Chumba, I would like to find out, are young people ready? We have seen a surge of young people offering themselves for political office, offering themselves to run as councillors, members of parliament. Some are even saying they are going as independent presidents. Let me find out from you, before I even come to that, Why decide to go independent? Why not attach yourself to a political party, whether in opposition or the ruling party? Why go independent?
Wow. Yes, I'm coming on the ballot for the very first time.
Okay.
I'm coming into the political environment for the very first time. I've been a leader outside the political environment.
Okay.
And so when I come on the scene, I'm coming to learn from the people. I would want to work with everyone. Okay? I want to work with everyone, regardless of the color, regardless of the background. What I have is a vision to be able to sell to every community member of Munali constituency. I shall not bring in division or fights amongst them. All of them will notice my capabilities, will notice my experience. But I want to stand in between and be a unifying factor to everyone within the constituency. I mentioned that it's only people that are united that can bring about change and development within a given area or a constituency, as it were. So mine is to come in with a fresh mind, with a fresh voice, and be able to tell these people that we have hope, and this is the direction we are going as everyone, regardless of the color.
Okay, let me find out, based on what you've said, as a rider to my earlier question, about going in independent, doesn't that make you a bit vulnerable as a first timer in the political arena?
How vulnerable? What do you mean? In which sense?
You don't want to attach yourself to the opposition, you don't want to attach yourself to the ruling party, but you are willing to work with both parties. Now my question is, doesn't that make you seem isolated as a candidate, and doesn't it expose you to political attacks because you are only relying on yourself and your team, and you're not attaching or affiliating yourself to any political party? You get my question?
Yeah. So isolation may not be the term. I think what we must be able to look at is a bigger picture. Who is giving us the mandate? Both the ruling, and who's giving the mandate? It's the people, right? So I'm working in the rhythm of the people. Okay, it's the people that are now giving me that mandate. I'll be able to listen to the will of the people. So let the will of the people be able to, regardless of how political parties may view me, but I'll rely on what the people, the majority, people within the constituency are mentioning. Every voice to me matters. Be it the voice of the opposition, the voice of the ruling party, every voice matters, but ultimately the people must make that decision. So I do not want to bring division.
Let me spice it a little bit. Let me spice it a little bit. If a political party from the opposition came and said, would like to work with you and would like you to be our candidate in 2026, what would be your answer?
So even when I was making this decision to contest as Member of Parliament for Munali constituency, I did not just wake up. Obviously, it was a stakeholder engagement. Religious leaders, spiritual leaders, as it were, political influencers, community leaders, the church, civic leaders, everyone, family was involved as well. So it's not me to go in and say, okay, you've come to me, let me go. No. We have people on the ground, those that have seen the thing that we can be able to bring to the table, the value that we'll be able to bring to the table. I will not leave everyone on the scene that have moved to that. No. So it's, again, if they come, whoever comes, I have to go back to it's for the people, not me.
Again, I'll ask this question. If the Reds, the ruling United Party for National Development, the UPND, if they came knocking on your door and say that we'd like to adopt you as our candidate, you are young, you are vibrant, you can bring a breath of fresh air in Munali constituency, and all your campaigns will be sponsored, obviously, by the ruling party, what would you say?
So I do respect all political players within Zambia and on the ground. Okay, so one thing I would not be able to do is make a decision that only benefits me. I'm looking at the bigger picture, and the constituents out there is more important. Obviously, of all the decision I have to make, consultation has to be made. If it's the will of the people, me, I'll leave it to the people.
Okay.
Because even when I go to Parliament, I will not be speaking as me. It is according to what the people of Munali constituent wants. You get my point? So I have to go back to my constituents. Now I have a constituency, as it were. I have the people that have, pushed in all they have. Not only financial resource, but even their time, to make sure that they sell Obi Musunga Chomba. People should know who this young leader is.
And these people have advised you to go independent.
Exactly. It was a personal decision, but embraced by the general population.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Musunga, as we wrap it up, let me find out from you within a minute, why should the people of Munali constituency trust Obi Musunga Chomba to be their flag bearer come 2026 August? Why should they trust you?
So, thank you so much for that question. Munali is, has raised a visionary leader in me. Munali has given me the experience I need to be able to represent them. I'm giving Munali a listening ear to be able to represent them. Now, what value will they get from Obi Chomba? So the voice, I will be able to carry the voice of the Munali people into National Assembly.
Okay.
I'm a 66 kV, that wire you see. I'll be able to stand and represent, defend the interest of the people. I have the energy, I have the ability, I have the expertise, the experience as well to be able to work together with the people. Ultimately, it's not about me. Mine is to coordinate and preside the affairs of the constituents and be the marketing face for Munali constituents to be able to bring development to grassroots level. So that's the whole package that we are bringing to Munali constituents. The vibrancy, I'm sure it's something that you cannot even question about. It's something that we are bringing to the people. We shall be able to walk the journey with them. We are willing to sit down where they are sitting, eat what they are eating, and be able to celebrate the successes for Munali together.
That's before or after you win?
Even before, I've told you that we are doing projects in Munali.
I'm saying sitting with them, like literally sitting and eating with them, because we have seen politicians, Mr. Chomba, you would agree with me, pre-election they will come, eat what you're eating, sit with you, chat with you, but once they win, we see them in their V8 vehicles, but they no longer speak to the to the electorate. Their windows are ever up. It's a struggle to get hold of them. Like, for instance, it would be a struggle even for us in the media to get in touch with Mr. Chomba because he's busy, he's ever in Parliament.
So now, I would attach that to the upbringing of one person.
Okay.
Of course,
but we've seen many in the political arena, Mr. Chomba. You agree with me?
Now, there's a point I'm trying to drive to. And for me, I'm telling the people of Munali constituents that at my age, I have, God willing, a long way to go.
Okay.
And the least I would do is for you to usher me in that office and be able to start moving with my tinted cars, my windows all up, and not coming back to the constituents. Should you decide to move me out of Parliament, I've lived in Kaunda Square, I've lived in Chamba Valley Mutumbi, I've lived in PHI, I'm now in Salam. Where will I come and sit? And that shame will not only be coming to me, but to my children. So for me, who has projected his journey and how I would want to live with the Zambian people, ultimately, I would not do such a thing.
Okay.
I'm committing at family level, at personal level, and at community level.
You can face into that camera because this is on record.
Of course, I'm affirming to the fact that I'm a man for the people who will be able to walk the journey with the people. A leader is one that listens to the people. A leader is one that walks the journey with the people. So mine would be able to ensure that I prioritize. Lusaka, Salama Park is closed, National Assembly is closed. When you are moving into National Assembly, you are passing almost the half of the constituency. Yes. So it is up to me now to prioritize. In a month, how many words will I be able to say? How many councillors? Meetings with the councillors. How often will I meet the councillors? And that means I have to traverse across the constituency to see what is happening on the ground. That is my job, and a job that I will not be able to run away from.
Okay, fantastic. Mr. Chomba, let's call it a day on that particular note, and let me thank you most sincerely for coming through and having this conversation with us.
Thank you so much. We really thank the viewers out there and Camnet for the platform that you've given us. We continue to assure you that we will be your people, even when people give us the mandate to go to Parliament. I like mass communication. I mentioned earlier that I was a press club president, so in everything I like writing. So journalism is part of me. So I'll not give you a deaf ear whenever you want to talk to me.
Okay.
Let's keep engaging from now until August 13, 2026 and beyond.
Okay, fantastic.
All right.
Fantastic, Mr. Chomba. Well, viewers, we come to the end of our interview. That was the youthful Obi Musunga Chomba. He is an aspiring independent member of parliament, formerly constituency. Like we mentioned earlier, young people are coming to the political arena to have their voice heard and to be able to participate. On behalf of my director upstairs and you, dear viewer out there, I'm Tapelo Joe Smarter. We'll see you soon. Good afternoon.